Thanks for joining in. Welcome back. In our last video, we discussed how to create ADK agents in a Mac OS or Unix Linux environment. In this video today, we will discuss how to add tools to that ADK agent. So if you go to ADK documentation, you would see the tools that are supported by ADK. It supports function tools, built-in tools, third-party tools, Google Cloud tools, and MCP tools, OpenAI tools, etc. So here the function tools are basically the tools that you define in your Python program as a function and then provide that as a tool to the agent. Then again, there is something called agent as a tool, and we would see that in the demo. So basically here you define an agent, and that agent could be given to a subsequent agent as a tool. Long running function is very something similar to our function calls. Then we have built-in tools, very useful things like Google search, RAG, code execution. These are all built in. And then we have third-party tools. These are basically tools provided by other framework like LangChain, Crew AI, etc., and that you can provide as a tool to the ADK agent. And also we have the MCP, where we can provide a lot of, depending on what tools that server supports, those tools can also be provided as to the ADK agent. So in the code, so here we have this agent that we have created, basic agent with tools, and then we have the agent file .py file out here. So you first need to import the libraries required. For example, agent from ADK agents, tools from Google search from tools, date time because I'm using that as a function below. I would explain it later. And then function tool and agent tool, you need to import from ADK tools, right? So here what we are doing is first defining a function, okay, which is to get time, the system time. And then below that, we have defined one agent called datetime agent. So it's model 2.5 datetime agent. And then the function that I define above is now given as a, so datetime function here is given as a tool, right? Here you see that as a tool. So this is how you assign a tool to the ADK agent. Now there is another agent here, which is search agent. And here we are using the inbuilt tool, right? Google search. So here is one example function tool. Here is an example. So, and then we have one more agent below that, which is here I am showing the example of. So the two agents that you define on the top, search agent and datetime agents, those two are now provided to this agent, which is basically basic agent with tools. So here, this is how you assign the agent tools, right? I mean, these agents could also be added as sub agents, but then here we are discussing about tools. So three example we saw here. We saw the example of function tools. We saw the example of built-in tools, and we are now seeing the agent. The last one is agent tools, right? So this is how you assign tools. Now let us run it. So here I am on localhost 8000, and we have two agents. So we are going to test basic agent with tools. If you ask, what can you do? So the responding saying it can do web search, and then it can tell us current date and time. Now, if I ask what is the date today, it is calling the date time agent, and it is responding back. Today is 15th of August. What is the time now? Again, it is calling date time agent, and is responding back saying that it is 9:14 p.m. in the evening. This Now, if you see here in this diagram, so basic agent, which is the root agent, is calling datetime, and datetime is now responding back. You see the arrow coming back, and then the final response is coming from basic agent, which is the root agent here, right? Similarly, when you are asking time, so the root agent is asking date and time to this agent. It is responding back, the arrow is coming back, and then the root agent is responding, giving this response. What is the weather of Bangalore today? So this time it is going to call the other agent, which is search agent, to get the weather details for today. So if you see here, it is calling search agent, and then it is responding back, arrow coming back, and finally this response, the final articulation of this response is done by the root agent, right? So I'm stopping this video here. In the next video, we would see how we can give more tools to the agent and make it more powerful. We would see how to add MCP servers to the ADK agent. Thanks for your time. See you in the next video.